Lesson 5, Transformative Techniques for Sacred Spaces. I remember helping Angela transform her victim mindset into one of pure freedom. She was initially skeptical when creating a sacred space. She was also holding on to past relationships and the pain they caused. But as we personalized her sacred space, added touches that resonated deeply with her, everything began to change. Instead of assuming the worst when her new partner said something she didn't like, or when he did something that she deemed a red flag, Angela then turned inward to her sacred space. This space wasn't just a physical location in her home, but also a part of her inner being that remained constant and peaceful, her true I am. She started to trust again, finding faith beyond what she could see and sense. And therefore, every new challenge she faced with her partner brought them closer together, and she felt more at peace than ever before. Angela's transformation beautifully illustrates the profound impact of sacred spaces. Now, let's explore practical steps and innovative approaches to creating and enhancing your own sacred space so that you too can experience this kind of peace and growth. Now we're going to explore exactly how to create potentially larger environments to create a sacred space. By incorporating practical steps we've already built before and adding to them now, you're going to turn any environment into a sacred space, an actual empowering space. Now, imagine the possibilities when you can truly transform your environment and create a sanctuary, no matter where you are, that truly reflects and nurtures your inner self. What's life going to be like? Answer that for yourself. And as we do that, let's dive into a step-by-step guide and discover how you can start transforming your spaces even further today. Remember, this step-by-step guide is going to take the sacred space you've already built in the beginning of this course and add on to it, or extra bonus points, you might want to consider creating a second or even third sacred space. The point of this program is to get you to start with one externally, then make one internally, then start creating multiple sacred spaces to eventually realizing that everything you experience is sacred. So this step-by-step guide is going to be going a little bit further. Enhance the one you already have or create a second and third one. We're going to go further and more detailed. By following this detailed step-by-step guide, you're going to set up more sacred spaces that truly reflect and nurture your inner self here and beyond. So, number one, clear an area. Begin by decluttering your chosen space. Remember, any items that don't serve a purpose or bring joy, get rid of them. Clean this area so that it can allow you a fresh start and a sense of calm. Number two, I want you to define the purpose of this space. Just decide what you want to achieve in your sacred space, whether it is consistent meditation, whether it is truly reflecting, understanding yourself more, whether it is creative work. Have a clear purpose in mind. This is going to help guide you as you set up your new or second or third space with a whole new impact. Three, add those personal elements. Incorporate items that hold personal, unique significance. Let's go beyond the crystals and candles, okay? Let's get really specific photos. Let's get articles of clothing, pieces of sage, something that is unique to you from your past that helps you connect and inspire you in this space. Get those out right now and move forward. Number four, incorporate more calming elements. Bring in things that are going to promote tranquility. Again, not just candles, but put some candles in there. Put in plants, essential oils. Buy a really nice journal that you can feature there that's constantly going to be your go to write down your inspirations, your epiphanies, and your vision. Number five, create comfort in this space. I want you to make sure that the space is physically comfortable, okay? Add cushions, soft lighting, cozy blanket. Make the space inviting. You want to be there. Make it easy to want to be there. And then finally, set intentions. Number six, Before using your space, set clear intentions that you're going to take your time seriously and get as much as you possibly can whenever you do any activity in your sacred space. This could be as simple as an affirmation or a more elaborate ritual that aligns with your goals. You could light a brand new stick of sage every single time. Doesn't matter to you. I want you to choose it and continue doing it. That's what makes it powerful. Whatever your intention is, make it unique to you. So, as you reflect on these items I suggested to you, 6 of them, have you tried any of these steps before in your journey to create a personal space? If so, what works best for you? What did work for you? What can you try new, assuming the best this time? Okay, what ideas excite you? What have you not tried before that you're really going to try it now? So now that we covered that, I want us to transition beyond the basics of setting up our sacred space. Let's discuss how you can transform your everyday environments into sacred spaces, bringing a sense of peace and mindfulness into all areas of your life. You can transform any ordinary space into a sacred one, especially by now in the course. All it requires is personal touch, creativity, and intention. So, by adding the personal touches and calming elements that we've already talked about before, you can convert any everyday environment into a sanctuary that supports your well being, your self empowerment, and your growth. So, here are some examples. That classic living room corner. Turn a corner of your living room into a meditation nook. Add a comfortable cushion, a small table, a candle, or some incense, perhaps even just a plant to get a touch of nature. That's number one. Number two, a bedroom sanctuary. You can create a serene bedtime routine by setting up a small altar on your nightstand with items that promote your relaxation, such as lavender oil, a favorite book, journal, a small lamp with small lighting, something that helps you separate the mundane and turn it into a sacred moment. Don't just have it thrown in with your cell phone next to your bed. Make it a special sacred place in your bedroom sanctuary. Number three, office space. I truly try to recommend that if you're going to use your office space, do not use the desk. I would never make this space my sacred space, even though I'm in front of this camera all day long. I want to separate and make it more meaningful. When it comes to your office space, transform the space by adding those personal touches that inspire you. Put a photo, motivational quote, a vision board if you're really into those. Incorporate all these calming elements like a fountain, a diffuser with essential oil. But again, keep it in your space away from the place that you're literally sitting or working at 90% of your day. I want you to challenge yourself and make it close by, but not directly in your space. You deserve more than that. That was number three. Number four, outdoor retreat spaces. If you have a garden or a balcony, set up a cozy little corner with a chair, some cushions, add a wind chime, a bird feeder. This can be your spot for your morning coffee and evening reflection. Getting outside is a great option for one of many sacred spaces. Now, take a moment, look around your home. Which spaces could you transform into a sanctuary? Think about the areas where you spend a lot of time or places that currently feel cluttered or chaotic. A wonderful part of this process is to go into a place that you normally treat mundane, that is ordinary, and to choose to make that spot you pass by every time you go by your phone, every time you pass the stairs. Can you make that ordinary, boring, mundane area of your life into something special and sacred? I know you can. So take a look around and think about these areas and make them sacred because they already are. You just don't know it yet. Now that we've explored how to transform everyday environments into sacred spaces, let's look at the essential tools and resources that can help you create and maintain these sanctuaries effectively and increasing their power. Going deeper into the resources and tools that we've already started to suggest, we're going to go even further now in this lesson, okay? Because we want to enhance your sacred space. So, for example, if you have gotten this far, if you're just powering through the videos and not doing the step-by-step homework, I want you to stop right now and do not consume any more content. Do not pass this lesson. Get caught up. Create 1, 2, or 3 sacred spaces. By now, you should have started to get an idea of the sacred space inside of you. By now, you should be seeing a new awareness of your experience on this planet. If you have not done the homework, you must stop now, or else you will not be able to keep pace with the momentum in future courses. So pause right now and come back when you're truly ready. Okay, so assuming that you have done that already and you're moving forward, let's talk even further about resources, tools, and items that you may want to have in your sacred space. So from candles to crystals to meditation apps and books, all these are going to help you personalize and optimize your sacred spaces. Starting with candles, of course. When it comes to scented candles, this can create a calming atmosphere. However, make sure we're sticking with natural incenses. If you are getting a candle that is full of synthetic perfume, this is going to be distracting you while you're meditating. If you are verbalizing affirmations and it's not a natural candle or incense, it's probably going to irritate your throat. And natural ones can do it too. Anything too stimulating. So make sure you have soothing scented candles as natural as possible, or at least far away from you that you're not going to be getting it into your mouth and nose while you're doing any meditative. Number 2, crystals. Now, I have an extensive background in Reiki as a Reiki master. I have 22 years as a healing professional. I got tons of crystals. I know a lot about crystals. Again, if you are into crystals, get crystals that are going to represent the energies that you are wanting to power up and lean into. So things like amethyst, rose quartz, clear quartz, anything that helps promote healing and positive energy. I have moldavite around for me because I have a very special connection to moldavite. So if you're into crystals, go nuts. Be very intentional with how you use these crystals. Make sure you're cleansing them on a regular basis. Don't just grab any random crystal and have in your sacred space. It needs to be special and unique to you. So that was number 2, crystals. Now, again, the essential oils we talked about. Use a diffuser if you're not going to use a candle. Make sure that you are diffusing the right amount of essential oils, such as eucalyptus, but be careful with it. If you use peppermint, that's great, but be careful with it. Lemongrass, be careful with it. If you just have a really strong diffuser pumping out a lot of oil, it's going to bother your eyes. It's going to bother your throat as you breathe in and talk. So be careful and use subtle essential oils. Now, number 4, meditation apps like Calm, Headspace, any kind of insight timer can offer guided meditation, ambient sounds, and breathing exercise. My number 1 favorite to recommend is to get a premium membership to YouTube. You will never run out of meditation sounds to listen to in your practice. Now, number 5, books enhance your knowledge and inspiration. So find books like Untethered Soul from Michael Singer, anything from Wayne Dyer. Find books that are going to be about expanding and anything about experiencing spirituality in your daily life is going to be much more beneficial for you than getting the next, I got to learn how to hustle or make money book. This is your sacred time. This is for you about turning inward. Number 6, music and sound. Again, going back to the apps, going back to YouTube. Maybe you have your own music to play in your own home by your favorite record player. Go nuts. Create a specific playlist of what is unique to you that's going to help you create harmony, calmness, and serenity. If you're really into Tibetan singing bowls and chimes, go get that and record that. Play that on loop for your soothing auditory experience. Of these 6, what tools or resources have you already tried? What are you willing to try again? What new items are you going to incorporate into your sacred space? What items did I not mention that you're going to go to? It has to be unique to you. Don't just follow my directions blindly or else nothing's going to change. Now, we've covered the essential tools for resources. Now, we've covered essential tools and resources for creating your sacred space. Now we're going to move on to addressing common pitfalls and how to avoid them in lesson 6. But don't forget, we have some homework. Select an ordinary space in your home. Remember, a boring, mundane one. And I want you to transform it into a sacred space using any of these techniques or anything else that you can think of. Add your personal touches, the calming elements, and spend time in this space daily. Journal about the changes you've made and how they've affected your sense and peace and your observation of reality. And answer this final question before we move on. What unique approach will you try to transform an ordinary space into a sacred one? We're taking everything from the lesson and really getting laser focused, so you're not going to say, I don't know what to do. This is what you're going to do. Okay, do the homework, answer the questions, and we will see you in the next lesson.